Hey everybody, Antone here. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday morning. This is more of a check-in video just to say, hey, how you all doing, and kind of tell you what I've been up to. So I'll tell you about yesterday. Yesterday, if anybody's read my book, From Turmoil to Triumph, you'd know that I used to use alcohol as a way to medicate for anxiety. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that in years. I was a really big drinker, so I've given up drinking for the most part. Every now and then I'll have a beer, and yesterday I did. I went to a brewery with my wife called Ursa Minor in Duluth, Minnesota, and I had 2 beers. And that was around noon, and I didn't drink anymore after that. And that was a lot for me, 2 beers. That's, a guy that only drinks usually half a beer, to drink 2 was a lot. So, it sure isn't like it used to be when I would use it to cope with anxiety. Now when I have a couple of beers, it's the absolute opposite effect. My heart was racing. I felt out of breath. And even hours later, after, the effects of the alcohol should have been worn off, it was still kind of icky. And I felt lethargic and just not myself, just from 2 beers. It's not worth it. It's not worth doing. So I don't know. Alcohol was such a great thing when I was younger. I would go out and, I'd have a 12-pack and I had no anxiety because of that. And I would sleep amazing. Now, if I have a couple of beers, sleep sucks. For some reason, it keeps me up. And I had those beers, like I said, at around noon yesterday, and I should have been just fine. But evidently, my body my brain just can't handle that for some reason. So alcohol does not do what it used to do at all for me when I was growing up. Now that I'm a 53-year-old guy and doesn't drink very much, it's completely the opposite. I'm sure there's reasons, and there's probably some of you out there that know why that is, but I'll have to do some research on it myself. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you an update. My day was great yesterday, other than the half of the day, the later half was kind of lethargic, and anxiety was a little bit more than it should have been, and the shortness of breath and stuff, and it just wasn't fun. So on another note, today, Sunday, I found a piece of property up. I live in Duluth, Minnesota, which, if you're not familiar with that, guys, is on Lake Superior. So we have Lake Superior just down the road from us. I live very close to it, but I don't live on it. I found a piece of property just a little north of me on the lake itself, which is really hard to find here, guys. They don't come up very often, and when they do, they're very expensive. And this one is very expensive, unfortunately. There is a house on the property. It's about a half-acre parcel, so very small. And the house is just junk. It's basically buying the property, and I'll decide what I want to do with the house. Because it's so close to the lake, there's setbacks and all these rules for when you build a new house. I may be forced, if I buy the property, to take that house and actually fix it and redo it and make it a nice house, because that might be easier than building a new one because of all the rules being on the lake. I've been through that before with my house in Pequot Lakes, which was on a peninsula, on a point, and I owned the end of the point. And I had an acre of land down there, so I had water all the way around me. And the house was junk when I bought it. It was the old family cabin, and I had to redo it. But it was easier to fix what I had there, add on to it, put a basement under it, and I could get by some of the rules. So I'm having a feeling this is going to be sort of the same way. But I'm looking at that at 11 a.m. this morning, so hopefully it's awesome. And I did drive by yesterday. I thought it was great, but I really want to see more of it now with the realtor. And I'll keep you guys updated on that. So some of these videos might be coming from the lake, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The property, the rocks down by, it doesn't have like a sandy beach, which I'm not into anyway, but it's got these amazing, if you know the North Shore of Minnesota, these great big rocks. It's kind of, they got a certain look to them, and that's how it is. And you can walk out onto those rocks right up to the water, and maybe I'd do some fishing there right offshore. And that'd be fun too. So I'm excited about that. So that's 11 o'clock this morning. I'll be checking that out. So if I do buy that, I would sell this house after I got that one, livable. So I have a friend coming right now too, who is a builder, who's done a lot of work for me in the past. he'll be here in a little bit. He's going to go with Reagan and I, my wife Reagan, to go see that property because he'll give us a good idea of what we can and can't do with the house if we want to actually try to fix it. So anyway, that's my update for the day. I might do another video as well today. I put up a hiking video the other day and that kind of blew up. So I didn't know how those hiking videos would do. That one is for Split Rock Lighthouse, which is just up the road from this property I'm buying. And yeah, that hiking video is doing really well. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. I'm going to do more of those because that's part of my mental health thing with anxiety and the autism, keeping my mind racing. The hiking is something that I do for myself, and I strap a camera on and take you through the woods with me. So I'm glad to see that one's doing well. I'm going to do more of those. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, guys, and don't be surprised if you see another video today. Take care.